Are you dealing with a legal issue you would love to resolve? There is help. Welcome to The Law Show Sacramento, brought to you by TravisBlackLaw.com. Join us to create the best path forward for you. Now, here's your host.
Hello, this is your host, Nick Jaworski, and I am here with Travis Black from Travis Black & Associates. And today we'll be talking with Travis about what to do in cases of vehicle accidents, what the insurance companies will tell you, and the process of pursuing a lawful right to compensation. Now, before Travis joins us, just a reminder that if you have questions or require assistance, you can reach Travis at TravisBlackLaw.com, and you can join us on Facebook at Facebook.com/TravisBlackLawShow. Travis, welcome.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. Now, you have an interesting background that sort of maybe gives you a better perspective on how to deal with auto accidents. Would you mind sharing a little bit about your background with the police and insurance companies before becoming an attorney?
Sure. I am a retired police officer. I worked in Southern California, and I got hurt and actually retired from law enforcement in about 1985. I started law school, and actually, let me go back a little bit. When I was with the police department for about a 5-year period, I was a traffic officer, so all I did was handle investigating at the scene and follow up traffic collisions. After retiring, I started law school, and I went to work for an insurance company in Southern California, Allstate, where I was a claims adjuster, and then I worked for Mercury Insurance, where I worked in their special investigation unit, and then I worked for Progressive Insurance, where I was a manager over 6 states, handling SIU special investigations.
Wow. And then you became an attorney.
And during that time period, I became an attorney.
Okay, so if you are in an accident, what should you do at the accident scene itself?
Well, I'll start at the very beginning. The first thing is you need to be safe. And what I mean by that is if you're on the freeway, don't get out of your car. If you're on a major street, don't get out of your car. If your car is drivable, move it to the side of the road before you get out. It's so critical. Mm-hmm. Make sure that the other party that you're involved in this accident with also moves their car someplace close to you. We've got cases where the other driver just drives off and thinking that if you're driving off, everything's okay. So you want to stay together. If it's at night, make sure your flashers are on. Again, the idea is to be safe. One of the most important things to do is to document what happened at the scene of the accident. Everybody today has a cell phone, and cell phones have cameras, and most of them can take videos. And what I would suggest is take a video from several different locations at the accident scene, and then follow up with photographs, specifically showing the damage to the cars. That is really critical. The next thing I would suggest you need to do is witnesses. Witnesses do not tend to stay at an accident scene very long. So if there's somebody that walks up to you, stop whatever you're doing, get their name and phone number and address if you can. One of the things I didn't mention was calling the police. That is really important. But what we're finding with the budget cuts, especially in California, we're getting fewer and fewer law enforcement police reports, traffic collision reports taken. If nobody's hurt, if there's not major damage and somebody's not going to the hospital by an ambulance, there's about an 80% chance you're not going to get anybody there from law enforcement. And then the other thing is never volunteer information. And what I mean by that, you may think, gosh, maybe I did something wrong. Don't volunteer that. Just give the facts. If it's law enforcement, tell them what happened. Cooperate with them. If law enforcement doesn't show up, again, don't make statements. Just get the other person's all the information off their driver's license, and that's critical because we need to contact them at some other point. So their name, address, their phone number, driver's license number, vehicle license number, the type of vehicle and color, and real important is their insurance information. And pretty much that's what you need to do at the accident scene.
Right. Okay, so you've done all this work, and then what's the insurance company typically going to say to you?
Well, if we're gonna assume, just for argument's sake, this is a rear end accident, you just got rear-ended. You're going to call the other person's insurance company, and they're going to take down information, and somebody's going to try to take a recorded statement from you. Never give a recorded statement. It will be used against you, just like police officers, when they arrest somebody, they say that anything you say can and will be used against you.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance companies are going to do the same thing. So don't give them a statement. Just say, I don't feel good, I'm hurt, I'm just making the claim.
Okay.
Don't volunteer information about your injuries or how the accident happened.
Okay. And then what should you do if you are hurt?
My recommendations, first, if you're hurt, you need to go seek medical treatment as soon as possible. The next thing, if you're hurt, you need to talk to an attorney. You not necessarily have to hire one, but you need to talk to one, because it's my belief that most people cannot handle this case if they are injured.
Huh. Just because of the size of the case, or because just the stress of dealing with their own injuries?
It can be many things. One is your car's smashed, you need a car. Number two, you're injured, you're not feeling good. Sometimes you're not thinking well. Maybe you're taking some medications. You're missing work, so you've got all that stress. And then you've got an insurance company that is going to harass you and try to downplay your injuries. Sometimes they'll even say the accident was your fault. Even on rear-end accidents, they'll say, well, our insured said you slammed on your brakes, so we don't think we're at fault. All that plays against you. So again, if you hire an attorney, and I didn't mention this, but if you hire an attorney, especially in California, the insurance company is never allowed to talk to you ever again. They must talk to the attorney. So you've just taken off a huge stressor there by allowing the attorney to work with you.
Okay, so what happens? Someone's been hurt, someone's had an accident. What happens when someone calls your office?
If you call my office, the first thing we're going to do is first ask if you're okay. I mean, we've actually had clients call us from the scene. It might be an old client, and I mean, our first thing is, how are you doing?
Right.
Are you seeking medical treatment? And if they don't know what to do, and oftentimes people don't know what to do. My neck hurts. I don't have insurance. How do I get treatment if I can't pay for it? And we're able to walk them through that. We're able to get them actually to any doctor. It might be the emergency room. It might be an orthopedic surgeon, a pain specialist. We can get them to any of those doctors, even if they don't have insurance. What we're going to do is then find out if there's a police report. We recommend that they come in and talk to us. If they can't come to us, we'll go to them. Hundreds of times I've gone to hospitals, their work, their home. A lot of people don't have a car, they're hurt at home, and they can't even get to medical treatment. So we actually will help them get to their medical treatment.
Oh, wow. Do you have any examples, any stories that pop up in your mind about the impact of somebody calling you after an accident and how you've been able to help them out?
Oh, sure. We just had a case a while back where husband and wife are in a pickup truck. They're hit head on, and their truck rolls. He shatters his ankle. His wife is like 8 months pregnant. He climbs out of the car with a broken ankle. And I mean, this is a terrible break. And he's at the hospital. His father actually had been a prior client of mine, and they got a hold of me. And this is like 2:00 in the morning. And I went to the hospital, and they were so afraid that the wife had gone into contractions early. And, we were able to help them with getting them to actually they were both in the hospital, but we were able to make sure that they were getting the right care. We got their truck taken care of. They were terribly concerned about that. They had 2 children at home, and we actually stopped by the house, and the grandparents were there.
Huh.
But we were able just to help them out, and it takes a lot of stress off an injured person.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot to have to go through. And,
yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, they'd been hit by a drunk driver, and they were just panicky as to what to do. And we were able to calm them down, and we took care of the situation.
That's great. Now, what happens when someone comes into your office or calls you for a consultation?
Well, we'll meet with them. We don't charge anything for the initial consultation. And a lot of attorneys will say, well, I'll give you a half hour for free. I don't believe in that. I mean, I've talked to people for an hour and a half, and at the end of that, I tell them, I don't think you need a lawyer. Or let me make a couple phone calls, or let me give you some suggestions. I think you can handle this by yourself. Or, you know what, you need a lawyer. And after talking with them, most people agree, you know what, this is way over my head. I need help. Once they hire an attorney, then that insurance, everything is taken, it should be. Everything should be taken care of by that attorney, getting them to the right doctors, getting their cars taken care of, everything that should be taken care of. What I tell my clients, the only thing you have to do is get well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that a lot of your passion about this just comes from having seen every element of this process throughout your career.
Yeah. I've been doing this for over 22 years, so I've got a lot of experience. And I have to tell you, I really enjoy being able to help somebody, especially when an insurance company is harassing them. And it gets to that point. It gets to be harassment, and to be able to say, no, you're not going to do that to this person, and you're going to take care of them.
Well, that's great. And if people want to contact you, where should they go?
Well, they can call my office, area code 916-962-2896. I also have a website they can go to, travisblacklaw.com. On that website, 24 hours a day, there's phone numbers there you can use, and there's also an area within the website where you can actually ask questions, and somebody will get back with you. And,
cool.
And the one thing that I really like about this is that you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're going to get a phone call back, or somebody's going to answer the phone.
Very, very cool. Now, unfortunately, we are out of time. And if you, the listener, know someone who would benefit from what we have talked about here today, you should go ahead and share this podcast with them. I know they'll thank you for it. There's a lot of good stuff here. And you can follow Travis on Twitter. That's at Travis Black Law, at Travis Black Law. And you can join us on Facebook at facebook.com/Travis Black Law Show. Travis, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for listening. To learn more about The Law Show Sacramento and to get access to more great podcasts, visit travisblacklaw.com. That's www.travisblacklaw.com.